What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a brand new video, and as you guys can see in the title and the thumbnail of the video, I'll be sharing with you guys how I was able to bulk up 20 pounds without eating more food, without eating more calories. And the reason why I'm actually making this video is because, a lot of people already know in the back of their heads that the only, or like the best way in regards to gaining mass or bulking up, gaining some muscle, is by eating in a caloric surplus, or by being in a caloric surplus. And simply put, what that means is that you'll be eating more calories than what you're normally used to, what your body's used to, as opposed to a caloric deficit wherein you're eating less than what your body's used to, or your maintenance calories, in other words. But the main reason why I'm making this video is because obviously it's kind of weird for somebody to gain or to bulk up 20 pounds without eating more. And today, just like any before and after fitness story, context has to be disclosed, or context definitely has to be explained, because what has happened to me or what's worked for me might not be the same case for you, or to the same degree it might not be as effective. So specifically, I was able to gain these 20 pounds within the past 3 months, and the biggest context, or the biggest difference between these two scenarios, is that when I was 175, that was pre-quarantine, and now I'm obviously at home right now in quarantine. So that's the biggest difference, and that actually made a huge difference in regards to my daily and my weekly routines. And on screen right now, I'll be showing you guys the differences between the two situations. So pre-quarantine, as I mentioned, I was 175 pounds. Right now, I'm standing at 195 pounds. But at both instances, I was and still am consuming 3,500 calories. In both situations as well, I would be working out 6 days a week. It's not like there's a huge difference in my workout and my programming. It's relatively the same. I'm just still trying to progressively overload my workouts, and that's a topic for another video. But this is where the difference actually comes. So in pre-quarantine, I'd actually be getting only 4 or 5 hours of sleep every single day. And obviously, that's not ideal for general health. That's especially not ideal when it comes to performance goals, whether that be in strength or a hypertrophy point of view. It's definitely not going to be the best option. And the main reason why I'd only get 4 to 5 hours of sleep is because back then I was juggling between a full-time coaching job and a freelance coaching job. So a lot of my time was dedicated to coaching. A lot of time was me dedicated actually one-on-one, doing some group classes here and then. So a lot of the time that I was awake, it would be me demonstrating some movements. It would be me going through the workouts with some of my clients. So a lot of the time, it's me moving around, and because of that, a lot of my sleep was taken away. And right now, because of quarantine, because of how much time I now have to myself, I am now able to sleep for 8 to 9 hours. So that's a huge difference, and I really feel it whenever I wake up after getting 8 or 9 hours of sleep. It's really a big difference as opposed to my usual 4 or 5 hours. So another thing that's another huge difference between pre-quarantine and now is that I would normally get 12 to 15,000 steps every single day, and that's not even with me trying. That's just because me and my full-time job as a personal trainer, I would either just walk or bike to that gym that I work for, Kinetics Lab, one of the best gyms here in the Philippines, or if not the best gym here in the Philippines. So either way, since it's not that far from where I live, I actually just bike or take a walk going there. And obviously that's going to add up to my steps, as opposed to now wherein I check my health app on my phone, I'd normally be getting 3,000 to 4,000 steps only every single day. And that's something not to be proud of, but that's a huge difference as opposed to what I was doing before quarantine. And another thing to note, as I mentioned a while ago, I'd be standing up for a long time, and my estimates is that I'd be standing up for around 10 to 14 hours every single day, depending on how many clients that I have to coach in that day, as opposed to now where I'm probably standing up for 3 to 4 hours, and that's already including my workouts and my walks. So that's a lot. That's a big difference between pre-quarantine and now during quarantine. And because of that, I was actually able to bulk up 20 pounds without eating more. And as you guys look back into these notes, the two biggest things, or the two only things that actually affected or gave potential to that growth would be, first one would be the fact that I am moving a lot less compared to before. And I think that's the main point, like because of my TDEE, my total daily energy expenditure is a lot lower right now, so I don't really need that much calories to maintain my weight. And because of that, all that extra calories has now gone and transferred into building mass, whether that be muscle or fat. And the second thing would obviously be my sleep. The fact that I'm able to sleep an extra 4 or 5 hours more than my usual, I'm able to feel more recovered. I'm able to feel like I can push a bit more in the gym just because, you know, I have more energy. And because of those two major points, I was actually able to bulk up to 195 pounds. And personally, even though, you know, admittedly, in those 20 pounds that I gained, a good amount of it would be fat. I will admit to that, but I actually feel really great. I feel like I'm actually getting stronger. I feel that my clothes are fitting a lot better now. So overall, even though there is a good amount of fat, I still feel really great about it because I've been wanting to bulk up to this weight for so long. I don't know until when I'll be stopping this bulk, but that's something I'm actually really thrilled about. And that's basically why I wanted to share this with you guys, is because a lot of people are so focused in regards to the nutrition, and which they should. I mean, nutrition is super duper important, but that's another thing that has to be prioritized as well, which is your total daily energy expenditure, your TDEE. How much you move throughout the day has a big effect in regards to how much you're actually going to burn fat, or how much fat you're actually going to burn, how much muscle you can potentially gain. Your TDEE matters quite a lot, which is why I'm actually quite happy to see that right now there's an ongoing trend on Instagram, I think pioneered or popularized by Ida Paras, and it's called the hashtag walking club, wherein a lot of people are a bit more accountable for one another to reach 10,000 steps a day. And that's really great because a lot of people are so focused that, oh, when I do cardio, it has to be sprints, it has to be bicycle sprints, it has to be swimming, etc. I mean, all of those are great. All of those methods of cardio can definitely help you achieve to burn more calories, but walking can help you do the exact same thing. Sure, it might take, you know, a bit longer, but it's gonna save your joints a lot more, and there's a lot less technique to go about it, because all you'd have to do is to step outside, of course, you know, within social distancing, or if you have a treadmill, and then just get 10,000 steps without really thinking about it so much. You are now able to increase your TDEE, and that's going to be great for you and your fat loss in the future. But again, that's the main point on why I actually made this video, is because I want people to realize that aside from how much calories you consume, your TDEE matters quite a lot as well. And to those of you who are math nerds or, like, you know, nutrition junkies that really want to join the math with me, is that okay, let's do the math right now together. If under the assumption, you know, that it takes 3,500 calories in surplus and or in deficit to gain or to lose 1 pound, I was able to gain 20 pounds. So 3,500 times 20 pounds is equal to 70,000 calories. So if we were to divide 70,000 calories by 90 days, 3 months, that's the time span of me able to gain those 20 pounds. That would roughly be 780 calories every single day, which means that now I'm expending 780 calories less per day, and that's on average. Again, there are a lot of numbers that we're talking about, but it is important to know that all the numbers, when you talk about pounds, when you talk about calories, when you talk about grams, all of them in regards to the projections are meant to be taken as estimations. It's hard to really go for that exact dot. But anyway, with that number, if under the assumption that my maintenance calories was 3,500 calories for the longest time, so 35 minus 780, that now means that on average, or under assumption, by now maintenance calories would be 2,720. So those are for those MyFitnessPal junkies that want to know all the numbers. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Hopefully you guys learned something from this video, because of course this is my own experience. Maybe from this experience that I've shared with you guys, you can now have a better understanding on why you may have possibly bulked up or gained weight during this quarantine, even though you've been working out. So probably it's because of the same reason, where you and I are no longer, you know, out and about as much. So maybe that's why our TDE has significantly or drastically gone down. So yeah, that's the video, guys. If you have any comments, if you have any questions about anything that I mentioned in this video, please never hesitate and do consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and see you in the next one.